916. Drab habitation of whom? Tabernacle or tomb, or dome of worm, or porch of gnome, or some elf's catacomb? 917. As one does sickness over, in convalescent mind, his scrutiny of chances, by blessed health obscured, as one re-walks a precipice, and whittles at the twig that held him from perdition, sown sideways in the crag, a custom of the soul, far after suffering, identity to question, for evidence thas been. 918. We met as sparks, diverging flints sent various scattered ways. We parted as the central flint were cloven with an adze, subsisting on the light we bore. Before we felt the dark, we knew by change between itself and that ethereal spark. 919. Be mine the doom, sufficient fame, to perish in her hand. 920. Each scar I'll keep for him, instead I'll say of gem, in his long absence worn, a costlier one. But every tear I bore, were he to count them over, his own would fall so more, I'll miss him them. 921. Snow beneath whose chilly softness some that never lay make their first repose this winter, I admonish thee. Blanket wealthier the neighbor, we so new bestow, than thine acclimated creature, wilt thou austere snow? 922. The sun is gay or stark, according to our deed. If merry, he is merrier, if eager for the dead. Or an expended day he helped to make too bright, his mighty pleasure suits us not, it magnifies our freight. 923. They won't frown always. Some sweet day when I forget to tease, they'll recollect how cold I looked, and how I just said please. Then they will hasten to the door, to call the little girl, who cannot thank them for the ice that filled the lisping full. 924. On that dear frame the years had worn, yet precious as the house, in which we first experienced light, the witnessing to us. Precious, it was conceiveless fair, as hands the grave had grimed, should softly place within our own, denying that they died. 925. The lady feeds her little bird at rarer intervals. The little bird would not dissent, but meekly recognize the gulf between the hand and her, and crumbles and afar, and fainting on her yellow knee, fall softly and adore. 926. I stepped from plank to plank, a slow and cautious way. The stars about my head I felt, about my feet the sea. I knew not but the next would be my final inch. This gave me that precarious gait some call experience. 927. Each second is the last, perhaps recalls the man, just measuring unconsciousness, the sea and spar between. To fail within a chance, how terribler a thing, than perish from the chance's list before the perishing. 928. The bird must sing to earn the crumb, what merit have the tune? No breakfast if it guarantee. The rose content may bloom, to gain renown of lady's drawer, but if the lady come, but once a century, the rose superfluous become. 929. I've none to tell me to but thee, so when thou failest, nobody. It was a little tie, it just held two, nor those it held, since somewhere thy sweet face has spilled beyond my boundary. If things were opposite, and me it were that ebbed from thee on some unanswering shore, wouldst thou seek so, just say that I the answer may pursue unto the lips it eddied through, so overtaking thee. 9:30. The poets light but lamps, themselves go out. The wicks they stimulate, if vital light. Inhere as do the suns, each age a lens disseminating their circumference. 9:31. And everywhere of silver, with ropes of sand, to keep it from effacing the track called land. 9:32. Our little kinsman after rain in plenty may be seen, a pink and pulpy multitude, the tepid ground upon. A needless life it seemed to me, until a little bird, as to a hospitality, advanced and breakfasted. As I of he, so God of me, I pondered, may have judged, and left the little angle worm with modesties enlarged. 9:33. Of tolling bell I ask the cause, a soul has gone to heaven. I'm answered in a lonesome tone, is heaven then a prison? That bells should ring till all should know a soul had gone to heaven, would seem to me the more the way a good news should be given. 9:34. These tested our horizon, then disappeared as birds before achieving a latitude. Our retrospection of them, a fixed delight, but our anticipation, a dice, a doubt. 9:35. As imperceptibly as grief, the summer lapsed away, too imperceptible at last to seem like perfidy. A quietness distilled, as twilight long begun, or nature spending with herself sequestered afternoon. The dusk drew earlier in, the morning foreign shone, a courteous yet harrowing grace, as guest that would be gone. And thus without a wing, or service of a keel, our summer made her light escape into the beautiful. 9:36. As willing lid over weary eye, the evening on the day leans, till all of our nature's house remains but balcony. 9:37. Not all die early, dying young. Maturity of fate is consummated equally in ages or a night. A hoary boy I've known to drop, whole statured by the side of junior of fourscore, 'twas act, not period, that died. 9:38. Those who have been in the grave the longest, those who begin today, equally perish from our practice, death is the other way. Foot of the bold did least attempt it, it is the white exploit. Once to achieve annuls the power, once to communicate. 9:39. Impossibility, like wine, exhilarates the man who tastes it. Possibility is flavorless, combine. A chance's faintest tincture, and in the former dram, enchantment makes ingredient, as certainly as doom. 9:40. So set its sun in thee, what day be dark to me, what distance far, so I the ships may see, that touch how seldomly thy shore. 9:41. How the waters closed above him, we shall never know. How he stretched his anguish to us, that is covered too. Spreads the pond her base of lilies, bold above the boy, whose unclaimed hat and jacket sum the history. 942. Always mine, no more vacation, term of light this day begun, failless as the fair rotation of the seasons and the sun. Old the grace, but new the subjects, old indeed the East, yet upon his purple programme every dawn is first. 943. I cannot buy it, 'tis not sold. There is no other in the world, mine was the only one. I was so happy I forgot to shut the door, and it went out, and I am all alone. If I could find it anywhere, I would not mind the journey there, though it took all my store. But just to look it in the eye, didst thou didst not mean to say? Then turn my face away. 944. A moth the hue of this haunts candles in Brazil. Nature's experience would make our reddest second pale. Nature is fond, I sometimes think, of trinkets as a girl.